Another stop on the fresh side of summer, but this time with floral in its intermission. I suppose I'm interested. Good tidings to you over there. And with us at the old table today is Black EDT, a fragrance marketed towards men that released either in 2007 or 2014. There seems to be a little bit of conflicting dates on different sites, so just keep that in mind. And this is by NuParfums. Taking a peek at the bottle, pretty little simple design here, not much going on. It seems to be 100% tinted, and the bottle seems a wee bit like a bridge of sorts that's trying to maybe bridge the summer of scents from one end to the other, something like that. I'm not really sure. But, nothing too crazy. The cap is okay, rather large, and is of the plastic order, as you can see. Nothing fun in the old core there. But I will say, it keeps a snug fit. Pivoting over to our note breakdown, for those top notes we'll have grapefruit, lemon, and basil. For those heart notes we'll have rose and jasmine. And as for those good old base notes, we'll have one of my all-time favorites, it seems like, good old guaiac wood, vanilla, and musk. And as we usually do around these parts, one spray for the sky, and of course, one for the skin. Saw a little spray right there. And one for the skin. And as it also goes around here, we'll let that sit for just a little bit and we'll be right back. And we are back. Now, I will say initially, it smells kind of like a lemon candle that is potentially burning in a kitchen around dried green herbs and maybe a hint of fresca on the back end as well. A little much at first, I will say that. Not as intense as Ram Silver in the beginning, but it does give you the old nostril slap. That lingers just for a little bit, and as I'll touch on in a moment, it does fade quite fast. That is, the air scent fades just kind of as fast as like an ice cube in the summer sun. On the skin, about after 30 minutes or so, you will start picking up just a wee bit of that floral with the jasmine rose. Not too intense, just a little gardeny on the back end there. But once again, it doesn't really stick around all that long. And as we kind of approach over an hour or so, I will start to smell like a layer of soft leather. I imagine that's probably the guaiac wood. With Blackwood, I've had some interesting ranges from, a little smoky wood, little tar maybe, or maybe a little bit leather, and sometimes a little balsamic-y. Wherever they're getting that guaiac note from this, at least, it kind of reminds me of that leather scent. Not super intense, but it's definitely there. There's a little musk at the back end there, just a faint tickle of sorts. The other thing I just kind of pick up a wee bit is just some random pepper notes. Not super intense, but it does kind of sit on the back end there, kind of like a background building or something in a painting. You can see it, but there's not much detail attached to it. Not really sure where that's coming from, but just throwing that out in the world. Jumping into the 4Ps. For price, its cloud coin is around 12 bucks. It's extremely cheap, and it can be found readily online as well as in those off-price retail stores. Pretty sure I picked this up from like Marshall's or something. Cannot recall, it's been sitting on my shelf just for a little while. Its availability is there if you're ever curious of this one. For performance, its cloud cardio is extremely light. It is a true spray and fade fresh scent for me. It's a tad unfortunate because the scent is not all that terrible. Go a little heavy with this one on the close to kind of salvage some of its scent story, but you're not going to get a ton out of the old marathon with this guy. For projection, its cloud cape is next to none. There's really nothing going on with this in the sense of, creating little silage pockets and all that fun stuff. One would probably have to be kind of embracing you really to pick this scent up, which isn't inherently the worst thing if you want to have a really up close and, intimate type scent, and this would be where this guy kind of comes into play. For practicality, it's definitely a summer scent without any punches really to pull, and with how little the scent story is, I'd be pretty hard pressed to find someone who would complain about it. Wear it wherever, without much pushback, in my opinion, anywhere from the classroom to work to outdoors or all that fun stuff. I'd say go for it. With all that being said, I'd give this about 3 out of 5 little clouds. It's extremely cheap, performance is poor to be blunt, and it is kind of like the introvert of silage, but it does offer a solid summer wear due to its rather fresh formulation. Overall, I'd say, there's worse things to spend your money on with the equivalent price of a large pizza. But if all that really doesn't sound like your jazz, then this probably won't be your jam. Feel free to like and subscribe. I never mind it, and I always do appreciate it. And I always do appreciate you. Anyhow, anywho, and anyway, I appreciate you stopping on by as always, and I do hope to see you again real soon. Goodbye for now.